What up? I'm Bea and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great Tuesday today, and I am so excited to hear your thoughts and your opinions on this topic, so I'm really anxious to get into it. Before I do that though, I do just want to kind of address something that I've seen a lot of people talking about in my comments section, and that is the number of ads that you are seeing on my videos. And let me tell you, I feel your pain because other creators that I'm watching are having a ton of ads playing on their videos too. And so being open and honest and frank, when COVID started really impacting the world and America especially, a lot of ad revenue did begin to go down. We started seeing less ads. The amount that people were getting paid per ad dropped significantly, and it's been like that for a little bit now. From where I stand, I think that now the economy is starting to pick up again a little bit, and so YouTube is getting a lot more ads back. A lot more people and businesses are willing to pay for more ads, and so that's why you're seeing an increase, because they're trying to make up for that revenue. In total transparency, the way that ads kind of work is that you can request where you would like ads, but you don't get to choose specifically. YouTube does. So you can select before video, mid-roll, and after, and then you can choose within mid-roll, I would like ads here, 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 or here, and you're not guaranteed to get any of that. It's just, hey, I'm open to you putting ads here. I would like some ads on my video, and here's where I'm okay with them being. And so for all of my videos, whether it's a 20-minute video, an hour and 30-minute live stream, whatever it is, I request 2 ads within the video, because it doesn't mean that I'm guaranteed to get those 2 ads. It means, hey, maybe you'll get 2 ads here, or maybe you'll get 6 ads, maybe you'll get 1, maybe you'll get none. It's all up to YouTube. So just know that if you see a massive amount of ads on my videos, I'm not trying to be annoying. I'm not trying to put an ad in there every 2 minutes. I'm not trying to inundate you. It is just kind of the name of the game with YouTube. If you don't want to watch them because of the ads, that is totally fine. I noticed that sometimes older videos might not have as many ads or might not have any ads at all, so if you want to wait a few weeks, come back and watch it. May not be as topical, may not be as interesting, but no hard feelings. Now, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into today's topic, which has been an especially hot one lately because of Ashley Kyle and Sanders Kennedy making videos talking about how they were on Jeffree Star's metaphorical payroll. You know, we've had this conversation probably for the past year in YouTube comment sections and on Twitter about how drama channels aren't reporting things fairly, they have a bias, they're protecting a friend, and more often than not, the conversation has been pointed in the direction of Jeffree Star and that group of drama channels that used to be friends, and now they've kind of split off and splintered, and they're not as close as they were anymore. And I can't help but think that having these friendly relationships and these friendships can lead to messiness and can lead to having conflicting feelings. And we see it again with Gabby Hanna and iNabber. And this is something that Kaylin, one of my subscribers, hi Kaylin, thank you for the topic suggestion, pointed out to me, is that iNabber likes Gabby Hanna. They have had friendly conversations, they've had private conversations, and yet he has very publicly called her out on multiple occasions. But it doesn't stop there, because we also see an example of this with Angelica Oles and Shane Dawson, who, out of Angelica's own mouth, have had multiple conversations about various topics. And let's not forget that the entire reason Tati said that she decided to go forward with her Bye Sister video about James Charles was because she had heard that James was talking to drama channels behind the scenes trying to get his side of the story out. Now, the examples of these influencer drama / commentary channel relationships could go on and on and on, and really the point that I want to look at is whether or not this is appropriate for these two parties to be in contact. And from my perspective, a lot of people were saying, no, this isn't okay. We don't like it. You're being biased. You're not presenting the story fairly. That's what I've seen constantly on Twitter, on YouTube comments. It inevitably comes up. You're biased, you're biased, you're biased. And so that's what I thought a lot of people were feeling. But of course, I asked you guys on Twitter, what do you think? Is this okay? Is it not? And like 73% of you said, yeah, that's fine. And something that I really appreciated and like resonated with was a reply from South of Grace, who's one of my Off Limits crew members. Hi Gracie, I hope you're having a good day. She said it's allowed, but the drama channel should clarify the point. And I think that that is what so many of us want, because if you have a personal relationship with somebody, it can be infinitely harder to give them public criticism. Not only because you may feel bad for hurting the feelings of somebody that you somewhat consider a friend, but really more on a business level. You know, if you are a drama or commentary channel, you could be afraid that criticizing an influencer who has a larger platform or who has a very devoted platform may lead to repercussions, may lead to a loss of subscribers or a loss of revenue, or even worse, that influencer speaking out against you and turning their fan base against you. Additionally, if you are speaking with that person on a regular basis and they're talking publicly about how much they like you, how good of a friend you are, how much they like this or that video, or giving you some sort of inside information saying, hey, this thing might be happening, keep a heads up, or even worse, just straight up telling you a story that's going to be breaking and giving you kind of negative information about another person. Not having that anymore could definitely slow the growth of your channel and even put it into a decline. And of course, the prime example of this is Rich Lux and Jeffree Star. And I think part of it is because Rich Lux kind of has a more joking channel. You know, you don't take a lot of the things that he says seriously, but at the same time, there are some serious things that happen that even if you have a little bit more of like a tea channel or like a joking channel or a sassy channel, that you do have to address. And you know, he'll post these clickbaity titles and clickbaity thumbnails talking about Jeffree Star in Las Vegas, the truth, Jeffree Star, I'm sorry. But then it's never really anything that staunchly opposes Jeffree Star. And so you know that Rich Lux isn't a reliable source of like facts anyway, but knowing that he's supposed to be somebody who's throwing shade at everybody and criticizing everybody, and knowing that he's specifically not doing it to Jeffree Star because he has a personal relationship with him, is something that a lot of people have a problem with. And an additional concern of these friendly relationships is that influencers being in the ear of drama channels may lead to the perpetuation of false narratives, much like it did with Ashley Kyle, Jeffree Star, and subsequently Nick Snyder, because he was friends with Ashley at the time, who thought she was friends with Jeffree, who was telling her, be on the lookout, something's going down with James Charles this weekend. This, of course, is not always the case. We do have an example from the complete opposite end of the spectrum, and that is when Gabby Hanna tried to contact Dustin Daly back in November when all of the drama was happening with Trisha Paytas and Jessie Smiles, and she tried to give him her side of the story, her spin, and hope that he would put it out as she presented it to him, and he went nuclear on her essentially and made a video pretty quickly right away and shared a ton of their private messages, which is a moral gray area in my opinion. I mean, I feel like you want to be the type of person that people can trust, that, you know, they can talk to you about things and you're not going to expose their private messages even if you like don't agree with what they're saying or you have a bit of a problem with them. So I feel that that's kind of shady. I don't know if it's a decision that I would have made, but to each their own. You do you. Back to the point though. Everybody that we're talking about, influencers, drama channels, commentary channels, tea channels, all of these people are people. All of these people are human. And so having relationships between influencers and these types of channels can and most likely will lead to a skew in reporting, whether it's positive towards the person that they're having this friendship with, or it's negative towards them after the relationship goes sour. And it really does remind me of the conversation that we had just a few months ago about drama channels receiving PR. And that's in the way that we all want to trust that we are getting unbiased information. We want to trust that we can rely on these people that we are watching to kind of put their own feelings aside and be objective, be reasonable, and let us make the decision for ourselves instead of telling us how we should feel. Even if they do share their own opinion, we want them to make it clear, this is just my opinion, this is how I feel, here are the facts, what do you think? That's what we would love to see. And I think what it really comes down to is being able to determine the character of the channels that we're watching. And so while I personally believe that we should be skeptical of everybody we watch, even our favorite drama channels, commentary channels, we should have a baseline level of trust. Even if we don't take absolutely everything they say as fact, we should be able to watch them without being on guard for getting sold their side of the story. We should be able to have open and honest conversations about things that are currently going on and know that they're not spinning a story for their own self-interest. That's what I look for, at least in my commentary channels. And speaking as somebody who does make a lot of videos about YouTube drama, I can speak for myself and say that my interest is in being fair and being critical and analyzing a situation for myself without trying to tell other people how to think, with hearing how they feel, hearing how the audience feels, hearing how you feel, and saying, hey, we've got these different opinions. Here's my opinion. Here's what other people are saying. What do you think? Tell me more. And I think that that's really what we should be supporting. Not to pat myself on the back, toot my own horn. I'm just saying I've seen commentary channels do that, and that's who I support. And that's what I try to emulate and I try to be like. Whether or not I'm successful at that all the time is a completely different conversation. But in any case, I say that we let the drama channels and the commentary channels have friendly relationships. Be a nice human. Be a person. Have your own opinion. Have your own bias. But at the end of the day, I hope that the people that I watch who do have these friendly relationships are still thinking for themselves. They are still being critical and analyzing conversations and not letting these influencers, no matter how big they are, get into their ears and convince them to present a story in a certain way that's not authentic to them. And if we find people who think this same way, who understand that you can respect someone and like someone and still have a problem with something they've done, then we're going to be in a really good spot. And when it comes to the drama channels who have consistently shown that they do in fact have a bias, I say, let them have the bias. Most of them have never claimed to be strictly truth channels or strictly news channels. They're just people talking about things that are going on. And so they're gonna have an opinion, they're gonna sway a certain way, and it's gonna be pretty obvious if you watch them over time that maybe they are avoiding certain topics because of who they're friends with, or taking it a little bit easier on somebody that they like as opposed to somebody that they don't like, even if it's in an identical situation. At the end of the day, we can't hold these people to a standard that they never set for themselves. So let them be, enjoy your bias, enjoy maybe living out of integrity because you're not calling out something that you really should because of a personal relationship. But I'm not going to hold it against anybody. I'm just not going to watch those channels on a regular basis. And I guess that's what really makes this topic complicated, because it's not just a yes or a no answer. Yes, it's okay for these channels to have a bias, to have a friendly relationship, to engage in behavior that they know is going to skew their opinion and the way that they present the facts of a case. But at the same time, no, I personally won't be watching channels that regularly exhibit this type of behavior. So now I really want to hear from you. Do you think it's okay for drama channels and influencers to be friends or have friendly relationships? If yes, why? If no, why? And also, do you watch any channels that you know for a fact have a bias or skew things in a certain way? And if so, why? Go ahead and elaborate on that down below in the comments section. And while you are doing that, if you would consider liking this video or subscribing to my channel, that would be incredible. And if you're subscribed already, thank you so much. I am so appreciative of you, and I love being able to just sit here, hang out with you, and talk about whatever. And I also want to give a big thank you to the members of my Off Limits crew. I've had quite a few people joining lately, and I really appreciate you. it's wild to me that you are willing to support my channel in this way and to hang out with me, spend time with me. You know, you could be doing literally anything else. And so the fact that you are willing to support me and support my channel and spend your time hanging out with me is super, super cool. So I really appreciate you. And with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you so much for watching. Please be kind to people, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.